A few days ago, I ran a live tutorial on building a website for photographers, and a few days before that, I put out an email asking you all to submit your websites for review. Now, that tutorial went long, almost 2 hours of content, from organizing in Lightroom, the file sizes you should export, my opinions on watermarking, don't do it, and a whole host of different options for building websites, from very free, to very affordable to not so affordable, that I think are options that you might want to consider for building a nice site to display your photography. The link to that video is right down below this one. It's completely free. You can access all of it. It also comes with a nice little multi-page handout that covers in more detail a lot of what I talk about in that video. I got through reviewing a couple of your websites during that, and it was nice to kind of balance everything I was saying with looking at some websites. Many of you submitted websites that I'd love to take a more detailed look at. And so in this video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving some feedback and suggestions on those websites that were submitted. And we're not going to get to all of them, but we're going to get to a fair number, and we're going to start right now with Jeff Hansen's Fine Photography. So Jeff Hansen .photography, good URL. I like it. You know, some people feel like you might need a .com. Well, I think we're past those days. You know, any decent personalized URL is just fine. People don't care a whole lot. We're presented with a beautiful image right here on this first page, and very clean, nice look with your location. Location is important for Google to pick up and kind of share your work out with people in your area that might be looking. And a nice little paragraph of text that also includes some additional keywords that's good for humans and, again, for search engine optimization. On the human side of things, when I look at this, it's all caps with a slightly larger, actual sentence caps. That's not as readable as I would like. Studies have shown that more normal case text is just a little bit more human readable, so I'd suggest you adjust that. The menu, this color on the gray, I think it could stand out a little bit more, or you could make that text just a little bit larger, but overall nice. Gallery is a flyout that goes up, which is a little different, but no big deal, and the rest of them look good. Let's go straight to sunrises and sunsets. So this loads a sub page, or a page of sunrise and subsets. We've got this nice big image, and I mouse over it and I see it's got date plus a file name that's displayed to me. Okay, and I also can see that I can favorite it. Now, I've spent a little time, Jeff, on your website. I'm not sure what that favoriting gets me. There isn't any place where I see that later I can find my favorited images. You do have a shopping cart. We'll get into that in a minute, and I'm kind of explaining this to everybody as well. If that's not doing anything, really, I might try to disable or remove that function, because it's just one a little distracting with the mouse over that then makes the image less exciting to look at. And without the favorites actually doing anything, then, well, is there a point? So down here I can skip to another image. I notice that some you've watermarked and some you haven't. How do you decide when you watermark or not, Jeff? And I might suggest that you be consistent. And my recommendation would be no. I like the titles of these, and this is a gorgeous image. This is absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. All right, let's move on to a different gallery. Let's go to something like people and places. Same. Looks good. You know why I'm here. This has come up in a couple other places. These icons, this isn't really Instagram's official color, and they're just a little jarring. I'd like those to be maybe monochrome, maybe just the F with a little border and just the Instagram symbol. I think they would fit in just a little bit nicer there. But again, we can scroll through these or use this, and that's very nice. Now, I know under Ready to Hang, a very different look. And I think that's okay, because this section serves a different purpose. You are saying that these are images that I imagine have been framed and matted. These look like actual photos of photos, and you could buy them. So I think that's totally fine for this to be a little bit different. Under the Acquire Images page, Here's our nice normal text. I like this. I'd like to see that on the front page as well. And you've got good keywords in here. You let people know exactly where they can actually physically see your work. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. And you also say how you provide these images. I don't know if that's necessarily useful, but it's there, and I think that's just fine. All looks good. The About page, very similar. Photography has long been our passion. I talk about writing a good bio/about in my workshop, again, linked right down below this video. I think you have hit on many of the important points that I talked about. We move on to contact, and I see you've got a little contact with the form here, nice other little picture, and then down here you have a little mailing list. Never miss an update. I think having an email list system, a way to subscribe as a visitor, is a fantastic idea. I think a lot of people discount that in the age of Instagram and Facebook and having all these places where you can get followers to follow you on social media. Email still has a lot of power to be able to reach into people's inboxes and say, hey, here's this new work I've created, or I've just uploaded a new gallery. Come take a look. But I would like a little bit more, have to be really interested to sign up. And you might want to entice people. Maybe say, I'm going to give you a free dawn morning wallpaper for your phone, or, your background on your computer if you sign up. So that might be something you think about to just generate a few more leads. People might be on the fence and say, oh, well, but I'll get this nice picture. I'd love this to be set aside a little bit more. And in a lot of ways, to me, it looks like it's part of this contact form. And then I realized, so I think I'm being pretty picky there, but just letting you know, I think you could clean it up a little. And then we have our shop page. And I think, again, you've got some stellar images, and I like the way they're displayed. I'll just say that it's some being in the matte view feels different. So few are that I might want to display those without a matte as well. But maybe those are already framed like that. So, yeah. And then let's say if we add, this new image here, add to cart. Nice. Cart works. View cart. I can also see that the cart's up here and see my orders, my wallet. Some of you thinking favorites might show up here. They don't seem to. So, oh yeah, it tells you right there, credit card and details for checkout. So, overall, Jeff, I think you've done a really nice job here. And we're going to move on. All right, this is Matthew Wheels. I'm going to say Wheel. Macintosh Photography. We land here. We have these really nice square cropped images, very clean, neat grid, and a little bit of a graphic bridge. We're going to find that come back into play in a few minutes. Portfolio's got drop downs. On exhibit has a single drop down. And then order prints, Instagram, and about. Let's dive into the portfolio, and I like nights and stars. So let's look at night and stars. All right, so very similar to the home page. I like that consistency, except we get larger versions of the image. Nice. On this very wide monitor I have, I might think about going to because if we bring this smaller, I might go to a 3 grid width. So just 3 images centered. I think that would make this menu feel a little bit more kind of part of this and not so small with those stretching, but that's pretty minor. We click on a single image, we see it larger. I might want to see it even a tiny bit larger, and we mouse over, stars over, Crowville, Oroville Spillway. Cool. And if I click the image, we can go forward and back by clicking there. And we got the little arrows that do that as well. Very cool. All right. Let's look at one other. Let's go to sports. Pretty different. Early on, I forgot to ask people why they were submitting their images or what the purpose of their website or portfolio was. Usually we can guess. And later on, we'll be able to check in on some people's work to see exactly what they said. So I'll say that you've got some, landscapes, bridges, nights and stars, and then sports. So it's very different here. But then you've got some nice sports pictures. So that's great. Oh, we've done indoor cycling. I really like at the Olympics. Hey, that's pretty cool. I I've always really liked track cycling. It's just a wild sport. All right, on exhibit, the bridge, an engineer's perspective. So I was looking at this earlier. This looks like a combination of historical photos along with photos that you've captured more recently. And this is really interesting, detailed look at the history of the bridge and the building of the bridge and what it looks like today. So I think that's really interesting, and I like it. On exhibit means that maybe you have this exhibited somewhere, but it looks good. All right, if we hit order prints, then we are landed on this page where we have all of the categories listed together. And let's say, for instance, I wanted Team USA and the indoor track. How does that work? Okay, so it takes us over to ShootProof now, and I can hit by photo and then choose a size. Okay, looks good. I like that. If I hit back to gallery, I am back into the sports, and if I hit home, now notice that it looks similar to your first website, but we are actually, in fact, on a different website now. We're at ShootProof. And, you know, if you're not selling a lot of work, I think it's fine to have that more affordable way to kind of have a nice gallery split up from how you actually sell the prints. But if it is, I really would love to see them integrated a little bit tighter and make it so that I can easily get back to your actual, see, I clicked on Macintosh photography and I end up now on this print list. Or am I clicking home? Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's a little funny. I'd love that to take you back to your original website. And of course, home, I feel like, should take you back to your original website as well. But you do have a way to see your favorites there. All right. I think that's, did we look at everything? No, we didn't. We didn't look at your About page. So let's go all the way back to Instagram, jumps you to the Instagram page, and About page. Well, you only tell me that you're an engineer and photographer. I'd love to have a little bit more information about you. How did you get so interested in bridges? And then on the contact, nice clean contact, plus you got your Gmail link there as well. Looks good. All right. Thank you, Matthew. Next, we move on to Paula Glasser, nature and landscape photographer. Big, beautiful masthead image up here. But one of the things I've noticed as I've gone through this website, Paula, is that some of these images, when they're displayed at this size, might not look the best. And so I'd really make sure that you are only allowing the very highest resolution, or maybe you just need to go back to the computer and upload at a higher resolution the images that are used up here in the masthead section. So they have just a little loss of detail at that size. I see a menu, I see a search, but we scroll down and we've got nature, landscape, people of the Maasai tribe, and please check back regularly for new work. Okay. All right, let's dive into nature. Oh, I can't click on that. I feel like I should be able to. That feels like it should be clickable. So, nature. I have to click on the heading itself. You made me the visitor guess for a moment. And yeah, it's not that big a deal, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice if the other thing worked as well. Oh, we have a little bit of text. Safaris in Tanzania, cheetahs, lions, cubs, zebras. Cool. And then we scroll down and we've got some great photos here. And when we mouse over, we get that little caption that pops up. And this is awesome. I think I know where you captured this with Animals of Montana trip. Were we on that trip together, Paula? I think we might have been. And we can go next through the images. Very cool. This is digitally mirrored, but that's neat. I like that. That's a neat piece of art. And you've got a couple more. I've never seen anybody do this. That's such a simple but really interesting way to display those tree knots. The little captions are great because they help the content come up. Oh, that's cool. Mama and baby leopard, Tanzania. So you've got a nice collection there. Are we sure that's a vervet monkey? That looks a little like a baby beb. No, I guess you're right. Okay. And so the zebras up top all looks very nice. Menu here is another way to access. So now we can go to our landscapes. And we've landed. Good image. I think these rotate through, so you may want to look at that. It also looks like this has been edited a little bit brighter just right in here. but I'm not here to critique pictures so much. All right, you've got some lovely landscape pictures as well, and yeah, somebody's left you a nice comment on here. You know what? Was there back, if we come back to your home page, yes. So you have this nice little way for people, scroll down a bunch, to leave a little comment, name and email on here. But what I notice is every single one of these is spam. Even the ones that might look like they actually looked at your website. Hey, I'm Eric, and I just found your website, Paula Glasser. While surfing the net, you showed up at the top of your search results, so I checked you out. Looks like what you're doing is pretty cool. I hope I'm not spoiling this for you, Paula, but that's total BS. This is a bot, and it is just trying to put these links on here to get people to come to talk with web visitor, yada, yada, yada stuff. It's just total. And this actually may be negatively impacting your SEO because Google sees these kind of spammy keywords and links that are being spread out, and they don't want to encourage the spreading of it, so they can kind of lower that rating. So you want to watch out for that. You want to delete those. You might want to, since those are all, you might want to shut it down. That's what I think. All right, let's go read a little bit more about Paula. Self-taught photographer, grew up in Virginia, always an outdoor gal, moved to Washington. Hey, that's the state I live in. Wait, did you say in 2016? Hey, I moved to Washington in 2016 as well. And then you got some real ones here. Candace and Joe have left you some real ones. So maybe you don't want to shut it down completely, but you definitely want to get rid of that spam and make sure it's not coming back. So nice about, looks good. This header, I think, looks really nice up there. Very fun and colorful. The testimonials look good. That looks like where you're taking actual people's comments and posting them right there as well. And then finally, a contact page. Looks nice. You got your email on there. I'd love to have a little form as well. And also site design by Super Fancy Industries. Unless they gave you a great deal, I'd really make that a lot smaller. It doesn't need to be quite that prominent. But overall, I think you've done a nice job here. All right, next we move on to John C. Ernst. And we have our first splash page. I've got mixed feelings about splash pages. On one hand, in John's case, they allow him to very nicely show this work. Big, oh, that's beautiful. Big, beautiful, full screen images. These look fantastic, and I'm impressed as soon as I land. On the downside is, maybe, John, I've heard that you're a fantastic owl photographer, and I want to get right into the owls. I don't have that choice here, or your cityscapes. So all I can do is hit enter or get distracted by one of your social media links. So I'm not necessarily against splash pages, but I just really want you to think hard about using them for most people out there. I think for some they can work. All right, so now we've landed here. We've kind of seen this style before, but John, you've got some great images filling my screen with images, and I can click on one and it quickly loads up nice and large. We've got good captions down here. That's great. Previous or next works as well. And I can say show thumbnails. All very, very nice. John, you submitted this not too long ago to our Mishmash review. Thank you for doing that. So you split this gallery up by landscapes, landmarks, and wildflowers. I think what we're seeing here is a mix of probably your favorite or your very best, and that's great. Landmarks, I think, is a neat way. I've never done that kind of division before, but you've got some cool ones here. Is this on the C&O Canal? Tunnel Vision, Alexandria, Virginia. I don't know that tunnel. All right, cool. And wildflowers and wildlife. Very, very nice. And I like the WW. Oh, no. Wildlife and flowers. For some reason, I was thinking wildflowers, but it works. Very nice. All right, ordering prints. Now we're into the exact same thing that our, Macintosh. We have now left your beautiful website and we've landed on SmugMug. It still looks very beautiful and it's still organized in the same way, but it is different. And if I hit home, I'm now only here on SmugMug. What if I wanted to get back to your site, not your SmugMug? So that might be something you think about. Oh, can I click that? No, that doesn't work either. Okay. And so let's say I wanted a picture of one of these little owls here. These guys are adorable. Eastern screech owl. My gosh. You offer downloads, personal photo license, $11. That's pretty cool. I can close that, X that out. So this all looks pretty good to me. Let's say search here. You know, I meant to say this about Paula's. Paula's probably still not watching because I reviewed hers. Why would you keep watching afterwards? I did search zebra. Oh, no, I don't want to search. I want to search owl. On yours, Paula, I searched zebra earlier, and it didn't come up with any zebras. So keep that in mind. Make sure your search is working properly. All right, we got 3 owl pictures. I feel like, John, though, you have more owls than just these 3. Let's come back here for a moment. Am I wrong? Yeah, look at this guy. Look at that guy. Look at this barred owl right here. So, not sure why you're so. This little burrowing owl. Oh, he's got tagged. Cool. All right. So you might want to watch out for that. Let's go on to photography blog. So I think this is the first website we're looking at with a blog. Blogs are a fantastic way to get people to come back to your website and to get Google to say, hey, this person is uploading new content. Let me index it more frequently. And let's say we're going to get into a website in a few moments. Let's say you are trying to get business. Maybe sell your work, maybe hire clients, and having a blog can put keywords out there that people stumble across while they're searching that are more likely to bring your page up than any other content on your page. But they are work, you know? Blogging is work. It's something you got to do and something you should keep up pretty regularly. We've got a March 6th, so that's about a month ago. I'm pleased to announce that 2 of your photos have been selected as finalists in our display at the Art Space. Very cool. So anybody searching Art Space Herndon will find this, and maybe they'll say, oh, look at this beautiful image. Look at all these beautiful images this guy's created. And then you haven't posted since the 12th of November last year. You know, I'm not going to give you a tough time. On my own personal blog with pictures, it has been a very, very long time as well. So, and then this is just a cool way to show off. I mean, you've been asked to participate in the 2019 Fairfax County Official Visitors Guide. Some of your pictures are here. That's awesome. And that's great to kind of let people know that you're serious and that you're creating work that is being bought and is being used in your community, which I think has a lot of value. In the Meet the Artist, cute little picture of you as a kid. I'm not sure about the centered here. I think I would left justify this or full justification. You know, I'm being pretty picky. And then there you are as an adult. And some of the places that you have been featured. Again, good. And a tripod that you love. Very nice. And a contact form. Great. And then you've got your links. I love how these are just kind of blended in with the site, but they're easily visible. Overall, really nice, John. Let's move on. All right. So this is Marjorie's, and Marjorie said she'd really like to get a little bit more serious about selling her work. So far, she really hasn't sold to anybody, but she'd like to. Currently only has this SmugMug account. And a couple of things that strike me right off the front. One, you got some nice images on here, but I'm confused because it says Boston Skyline. That feels like a header for this whole page, but this isn't the Boston Skyline. I'm pretty sure about that. And what happens if we click a single image? Okay, we get the Boston Skyline larger, nice caption with content, and you've keyworded. SmugMug is smart and Google is smart. They work together. This is also true on Zenfolio of kind of pulling up those keywords and helping you get found through those. So it's worthwhile to keyword. And now look over here. We have this Twin Rivers photography and we got a little menu. I like that. If we go back home, we lose that menu, Marjorie. I don't like that. So now I have to go to a picture again. Let's go to this one. This looks Italian. Oh, Canary Islands in Spain. And if we go browse here, what happens? Oh, we get a lot more pictures than were on the front page. Okay. And this is where you might really think about coming up with some galleries that hold other galleries. I'm pretty sure SmugMug allows that. And so you could have a travel gallery, and inside that is Arizona and Scotland and Maui. And you could have a landscapes gallery that has just your very best landscapes pulled from all of those different places together as well. And then what's in sample gallery? Is this SmugMug's own? I'm not sure. So if there's a gallery with nothing's going on in it, Marjorie, just hide it or delete it. And if there's, a children's gallery, like I imagine these might be your children or your grandkids, then I would say, if that's family and private, I would hide that as well. Really just show your very best work out here on the front page. And also be picky about what it's using as a thumbnail. Make sure it is your favorite picture or one of the best ones from that location or from that category that are out here on that page. And let's search and see if you've done a good job of tagging everything. I saw an eagle. Search eagle. Good. Yeah. Okay. And we come in. Oh, we have more pictures are loading. I didn't expect that. I'm kind of confused. That's not an eagle. Huh. Okay. So got some stuff to work on there, Marjorie, but I think you've got some pictures that are a good start, and you just kind of want to simplify and clean up a little bit. All right, now we're on to Studio J, offering photography services and DJ sound production services. And here we're going to decide. I'm not reviewing DJ sites. I'm going to click on your Studio J photography. You got your business card here? I might rather one of your most favorite pictures that you've used, that you've captured as part of your business here with Studio J photography underneath of it. Also, so it looks like you're hosting on WordPress. WordPress, for those who don't know, is amazing and so customizable. You can do whatever you want with it. Fantastic platform, but it does take a lot of work, and sometimes things go wrong. Communication between your hosting service and not. I talk a bit about that in the workshop I ran the other night. So you want to fix that because that looks like you're not taking care of part of your business. All right, let's go into photography. Here we are. Right away, they had so many great ideas and captured all the details I wanted. Lindsay. They are very fun and personable, very helpful pre and post event. Though you're really trying to sell yourself, you've got your testimonials up front. I think that's great. I might just really hit people over the head with the fact that these are testimonials. So right here, I'd say testimonials or recent reviews or feedback, something like that. And then you've got call, text, email, or hit contact in Tom's Studio. I'd put this on its own next line so it's not split. It's clickable, so it doesn't really matter, but I just clean that up a little bit. We've got the slideshow that's been running over here with some nice photos. We can skip through. What's this guy doing? Is he looking down her back of her shirt? I can click through if I want. I can pause it. I can move faster through it. And this isn't flash or anything like that. Great, good. Okay, galleries, bellies and babies, toddlers, families, seniors, dancers, weddings and engagements, and bloopers. Well, let's jump into weddings and engagements for a moment. All right, now we're in a nice big gallery, lots of pictures, and I might cut the number of pictures down a bit and really just have, let's see if we click one. There we get a nice, is that the picture I clicked? Maybe it is. Let's try this one. Yeah, okay. I'm getting the picture I clicked. Yeah, and you can buy the prints over here as well, which is nice. I do wonder, though, are random people coming and buying prints? Probably not so much. It's really mostly your clients. And I think that's what you said. You'd like to be able to sell more to the clients. So you might want to think about how you could set that up. I can favorite. Oh, and then it tells me I'll log in and get those favorites. That's good. So we can select photos here. We can make an album or a slideshow from those. That's nice that your clients and family might want, or family of the bride or the groom that hired you. All right, let's go to About. Nice picture of the two of you, I assume, with a little bit of background. And your keywords of locations, great. You say that you're a member of Professional Photographers of America and Wedding Professionals. I would capitalize member. Those are both the kind of the beginning of a sentence, short of. So, and you've got links to that stuff as well, and that's good because they should hopefully have links back to you. That's nice. That looks all good. And a blog. And as I was kind of alluding to with John Ernst, I think it's critical for a wedding photographer to have a blog that is updated often. Because what you might have is a bride who's thinking about a couple different venues and has decided on the Old Stone Church on Main Street and Google's weddings at Old Stone Church. You want one of your blog posts where you shot a wedding at that venue to come up. And that's going to show up and they're going to be like, oh, look at this. This person's shot there. They know it. They made these pretty photos. I'm going to hire them. So it really is critical that you blog and keyword with the locations and some of the content you're doing there. So I'd like to see that updated a little bit more recently. We've got keywords over here on the left in the archive, so we can go back through time. Contact page, nice little contact, and Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are all right there, nice and easy. And then you have your client access. And this is great. So your clients can come in. Let's see if we can sneak into one. Felicia and Ty. We need to know their last name. Nope. Okay. That's a great way to allow your clients to easily access their pictures and then share that out with their friends and family so that they can download pictures. And then you have a guest book with no entries. I might remove that. If no one's using it, I'm not sure it needs to stay there. Okay. Turn that off. And another way to get into the client access down here at the bottom. But overall, pretty nice, clean look. This menu, this text could be a tiny bit larger, I think. I'm looking on a pretty large monitor, but it could be a little bit larger. I also don't know if you need to have a number that says the total number of photos down there. Is it clickable? No. And a search. What happens if we search for a bride? No content. Excuse me. I'm so shocked I burped. No content found. What if we search for a bride's name, like Sydney? No, I'll remember how to spell that. Cameron. So okay, and then we get the Cameron gallery. Good. That we back to that password protection. So that's working. Yeah. And I'm not sure, this all is so clean, but then you do have this kind of shadowy branch coming in here. I'm not sure that it adds much. And it might, again, if we looked at it a slightly more normal resolution, it feels a little bit more part of the website, but on the larger screens, it gets kind of off to the side there a little bit. All right, so that was a look at some of the websites you sent in for review. I hope you found it useful. If you're interested in learning more about my opinions on website for photographers or website building for photographers, you can find that link right down below this video. And if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, it'd be nice if you hit that subscribe button along with the thumbs up button. That really does help me out, and it's a nice way to thank me for my time. I'll be back with additional websites that you all have submitted to review quite soon. And if I reviewed yours and you want to push back on anything I said, you of course please send me an email, or if there's a comment you'd like to leave that's more public, you're welcome to. Thanks for watching so much. Bye-bye.